The last one was no, no, no. Up, up, no, no, no way.
Yo, it's your boy Jay Boogie back with another video today. Today, I'll be talking about arguably the greatest basketball player to ever step foot on this planet. We're talking about the best version of Michael Jeffrey Air MJ the GOAT Jordan. So, first version, obviously, the 80s Michael Jordan from 1984 through 1989. Pretty much, Jordan came out of the gate just athletically dominant. This dude at that time when people saw him step foot in the NBA, pretty much his athletic ability was the first thing people noticed. But it was his demeanor, his willing to win, his focus, his determination. And pretty much you're seeing this clip right now, pretty much the mid-80s Michael Jordan, 86, 87, 88 Michael Jordan was just as dominant as it can be. I think he had, maybe 3-4 straight seasons where he was the scoring champion. And pretty much the 87, 88 Michael Jordan was just the GOAT of the Jordans of the 80s, the version of the 80s. I mean, dude won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. And pretty much, man, you see how graceful his hang time is. His mid-range scoring ability is just, he definitely has to be top 2 in mid-range scores because this dude footwork, he doesn't over dribble. I learned that about his game more than anything. He doesn't over dribble. He doesn't overdo anything by his game. In terms of getting to his shot making ability is top notch. He wasn't the biggest, obviously, 3-point shooter in the 80s until probably in the late 80s, heading into the 90s, where he got better as a 3-point shooter. But you see how much of a graceful finisher he is, and he was, and his hang time, his ability to finish over bigger defenders, acrobatic layups. I mean, Jordan had it all, man, offensively packaged. And on the defensive side, I mean, pretty much right around 86 or 87, 88, that's when he was making all defensive teams. And pretty much that's when he became more locked in defensively, getting steals. I think he had a season where he averaged like 3 steals a game. And, this version of Michael Jordan, man, it's just incredible to watch. This dude, how he was moving in the mid-air, is out of this world. And just the fact that, despite the early exit playoff rounds keep getting out the first round, drafted Scottie Pippen, and then honestly making more deeper playoff runs. Then unfortunately, they kept running into the bad boys Pistons. Isaiah Thomas, Bob Laimbeer, Joe Dumars, and Dennis Rodman, and I think his last name Johnson. I can't remember his first name, but that was a stacked defensive team of the bad boys Pistons. So Jordan couldn't really get off the hump with that. But besides that, though, Michael Jordan in the 80s was just phenomenal. I mean, you see pretty much what he averaged in the 80s, 33 points per game. And then he was a defensive juggernaut on the ball of averaging 3 steals per game. And, Michael Jordan, man, this version was just athletic as he could be. The hang time, the finishing, the acrobatic layups. And then that's when he was getting really into his bag. His perimeter shooting in the mid-range in the late 80s. His footwork, the shot creating ability. I mean, this is obviously the best athletic version of Michael Jordan just because dude was just dunking over 7-footers left and right. Hang time, finishing ability is top notch. So that's my take on the 1980s of Michael Jordan. Then heading into who I think personally is the best version of Michael Jordan, the peak Michael Jordan, the early 90s Michael Jordan from 1990 to 1993. This version of Michael Jordan was on go mode, win mode. I mean, dude was just taking over left and right. And you seen earlier in the clip that highlight of that iconic layup, that phenomenal layup. Honestly, that was from the early 90s, but You know, that just shows you a glimpse of how great he was and how dominant and how peak of his peak was. But the early 90s Michael Jordan, man, he was just, like I said, another dominant scoring, 3 straight seasons of being a scoring champion, defensive juggernaut, making all defensive teams. You seen this clip, man, he was just all offensive game became more fluid, it was becoming one package. And, you know, pretty much, you know, like I said, Michael Jordan is when he started winning championships. And then, you know, like I said in this clip, dude was just, like I said, he was on a mission. And I think this version of Michael Jordan is, excuse me, is probably, when you want to say a peak of a player, this is a good prime example, because you see the stats. You know, honestly, Michael Jordan, man, he was just, I mean, dude was just, it was like getting out the Eastern Conference Finals twice, back to back, or keep getting out of the playoffs by the Pistons in 88 and 89, and I mean in 89 and 90, and pretty much, you know, he was like, okay, we're gonna see what's gonna happen next time. And then not only that, your first NBA championship, you beat Magic Johnson. Then your second championship, you beat Clyde Drexler, another great legend. People don't really talk about a lot. And then honestly, your last, but your three straight NBA championship, winning against Charles Barkley, who won MVP in 1993 with the Phoenix Suns. And, you know, man, I'm gonna tell you something about that NBA Finals in 1993. Michael Jordan averaged 41 points per game. 41 points per game in the NBA Finals. Do you not know how diabolical that is, bro? Like, that's sick work. I mean, in a good way, because of the fact that obviously Charles Barkley won MVP over him, and MJ could have won his 3rd straight MVP. And, you know, obviously seeing Charles Barkley in the finals, that just motivated him even more. Where I know Michael Jordan is relentless, fearless, dedicated, very ambitious. And, you know, pretty much in 1993 NBA Finals, he had 2 goals: win the championship and definitely outplaying Charles Barkley. Because to average 41 points per game, bro, in the biggest stage of them all in basketball, in the NBA Finals, in the championship round, it's sick work. So this version of Michael Jordan is obviously my favorite. I mean, for many reasons I can say. But honestly, this version of Michael Jordan was peak Michael Jordan, the best Michael Jordan. And, you know, that's my take on the early 90s version of Michael freaking Jordan from the early 90s. And then the last version, the second three-peat Michael Jordan from 1995 through 1998. Three-peat, obviously, took 2 years off, or two and a half years off of, you know, I think he was dealing with gambling issues or whatever, playing baseball. And then, you know, honestly, during the 1995 playoffs, you know, he was getting back to his groove and everything. And then they ran into a upcoming Orlando Magic team of Shaq and Penny. And then, you know, pretty much, you know, they pretty much got out of the playoffs. I think I want to say it was the Eastern Conference Finals. They lost. And then, you know, Jordan took that way personal, and then bounced back and, you know, completely came back during the 95-96 season. Seeing this clip right now, 95-96, he was just on a redemption mission, and this dude was just pretty much just in the bag. Came back to the original 23 Michael Jordan, full effect. And, you know, seeing this clip, man, he was still being graceful around the rim, finishing ability, was still having great hang time, mid-range scoring, the post fadeaways, the iconic post fadeaways. His defensive IQ it's up to none, just because how well he can read the passing lanes, getting steals. So pretty much the 95-96 NBA season, Michael Jordan was his best version of that particular second three-peat run. I think he shot like 41% for the 3-point line. That's his career high best of all seasons he's played. So that's major. And then honestly, winning his 4th championship in that season from this club, he beating the Supersonics in the NBA Finals of Gary Payne and the Rain Man, Sean Kemp. So this version of Michael Jordan, man, just, honestly, not outside, I want to say out of his prime, but, like, okay, like, now I'm just strictly just trying to win 3 more championships, 4 more championships, and he did just that. You see the accolades, you see the stats, and like I said, in this highlight clip, man, this is who MJ was, and he showed who he was during that second 3-peat run from 95 to 1998. And Michael Jordan, man, like I said, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, the best finisher, the best hang time, and one of the greatest mid-range scorers. Because, like I said, his post fadeaway, his post footwork in the post is up to none. And like I said, he doesn't overdo things unless if you do the acrobatic layups. But in terms of getting to his shot, shooting ability, scoring ability, he doesn't overdo too much. And pretty much, like I said, if you are a very, very proficient, lethal scorer in the mid-range, you're pretty much unstoppable. Because, if you already a good finisher at the rim, what more can you do? So obviously making the shoot the 3, but it's like, with MJ, of course, with his athletic ability, he always had that quick first step. So that's my take on the best version of Michael Jordan. Let me know in the comments who y'all think is the best version of Michael Jordan. Like this video, like, comment, share, subscribe. Help this channel keep growing. Almost at 150 subscribers. I love you guys. Jay Boogie is out.